Hello friends, welcome back to the channel. My name is Kristen and this is Growing Zone 9B. Alright, so Christmas never ends. It really doesn't. There's always parties, or you just kind of roll into the new year with parties and things going on and stuff. So I literally need to just chill after work today. So this is some wellness tea. I get it from Kauai Pharmacy. It is out of Hawaii. So I gotta do a little bit of tea right now because it's been a long day. I think the closer you are to the holiday seasons, oftentimes there's a lot of stress in people's lives. For sure. You got family members over, you've got just people just gripey and complaining and not happy. I'm also adding some lemon balm to it. This is the Chefman's tea kettle. My Aunt Sharon got that for me. Oh, I need a cup of tea. So I got in the mail this little calendar, and it's cute. So I was like, it had the peppermint bark on it. It's got a peppermint bark recipe. And since we always have stuff going on and I just didn't get to some of the things that I needed to get to, one of the things that I need to make is peppermint bark. So today, after I get my fresh tea here, we are definitely going to make some peppermint bark. Right, so this is, of course, another easy recipe. I like doing easy. Here's the recipe. It's on the back here. Super simple, super easy. We can do this. So basically, you need a pack of chocolate. These are the ones that I'm using. These are the best for melting, the Ghirardelli. You can get these packets. They're like little wafers. We'll open them since we're going to use them, and I'll show you what they look like. So here's what they look like. Just little chocolate wafers. This is a 10-ounce bag. And then you're gonna need a pack of the white. These are also 10 ounces. So they're just like the little wafer. Now, here's the thing. The only candy canes that I like are Brock's. I just think that they absolutely make the best candy overall as far as, a candy goes for this type of candy. And so these are individually wrapped. So I've got to get them out of their individual wrappers. And basically we are going to crush the candy canes after we unwrap them individually, which that's going to take me a minute, so I'll obviously cut you guys out for that. There's 12 in here. I will probably crush 6 to 8 of them and kind of just eyeball it. The first layer that you want to put down and melt, which I actually have this big pan that I'm going to use. You need a double broiler, or all I'm going to do is just take a pot and I'm going to put my chocolates in here, let them melt, and let that steam underneath it really melt down the chocolates. Now, a lot of people will tell you don't do the dark chocolate first or have 2 different pans because you don't want the white to get dull. If your white gets dull, you can actually add just a tinge of purple food coloring and mix it in, and it'll kind of whiten up the white. But for me, this is fine. We've got so many projects that I need to get done because this year has just been really crazy and I've lost track of time. And so people are getting stuff after the fact, and thankfully there's New Year's where I can still get these, people's stuff, because I also had bought the kids, sidetrack here, ADHD. I also bought the kids graham crackers, and I wanted to make homemade marshmallows, so we've still got to do the homemade marshmallows as well. So this is super quick, super easy. This is why we're gonna do it. Now I want to reserve some of this back. I'm gonna see how much it actually makes, because I wanted to add some to an actual Oreo cake, which is another easy recipe. So, but anyway, so we'll see how much it makes. I don't know if it'll make enough. I might actually need to get some more chocolates, but for now, this will satisfy our project for today. So I'm just gonna go ahead and dump these in. Like I said, if you have 2 different bowls, that's probably better, because you don't really want the dark chocolate, you know, to get mixed in with the white in any way, shape, or form. So I'm gonna end up melting it. I'm gonna spread it out. I've got a piece of parchment paper here. Technically, it's just, I think it, to me personally, I think it works a little better with wax paper. But this will work just fine, and you want to get it to where it's melted enough that obviously it spreads. Get a knife and kind of spread it down. But before you start to melt the white chocolate, you got to make sure that it's not too wet, the dark chocolate, because you need it to kind of set just a little bit so that the actual white chocolate will stick to the dark chocolate, and you don't have, when you break it, you don't have 2 separate pieces. That's easier said than done. I have done this several times, and sometimes I wait too long and I end up messing up and my chocolate breaks in 2, which is fine. If you add a little bit of peppermint extract into your chocolate, it just looks like it's intentional, and it's fine. You don't have to be super fancy. If you want to be fancy, you better buy some extra bags, because that's what you're gonna need. And the background noise is the dogs. Ever since Pumpkin came, she is a wild child. Her and Luna are 2 wild little girls, and they are just having a good old time. Like, they are tussling and rolling, and they have toys out there that they play with, and they play this like tug of war with, which I'm glad Luna has a buddy. It's really good. It's just 2 young puppies, because Pumpkin is young and Luna's only like a little over a year. So yeah, you're gonna hear dog noises for a while when you watch me. But all right, so let's get this started. I'm gonna get these melted. I'll turn the camera back on when I go to pour this so that you guys can see it, and then after the white melts, I'll come and pour it with you guys, and hopefully in between all this I can get these candy canes unraveled. And you just want to crush those candy canes. Some people don't recommend doing it in a plastic Ziploc bag because you could get some of those plastic particles. Just get another piece of parchment paper, take a rolling pin or a hammer or something like that, and crack these, and it'll be fine. It depends on how like chunky you like your candy cane, but do it to your liking, and I'll bring you guys back and we'll keep walking through this project. All right, so the chocolate is melting, and I just the candy canes took forever. Like, here they are. What took forever was that I actually had to get them out of the plastic. That plastic was serious, like. And here's my mallet. So I have a flat side on this, and then it's got like pokies, like if you want to like beat meat. Anyway, like it just flattens out your meat, and this side works good for crushing the candy canes. So that's what's going on. I'm waiting for that chocolate to kind of melt. It's on like a lower simmery heat because you don't want to just like blast the heat. It'll actually make it too difficult. But let me give you the recipe real quick. This calls for 12 ounces semi-sweet chocolate chips, which I'm using the dark chocolate. 12 ounces, mine are 10 ounces. 12 ounces of white chocolate chips, a half a teaspoon of peppermint extract, and then it's 6 crushed candy canes. And then it just says line of 13 by 9-inch baking pan with parchment paper, which is what we have. And then it just says basically to melt the chocolate in the microwave, which we're not doing. And the girls are still playing. And I'm doing it over heat. If you want to go completely vegan on this and stay natural, go ahead and get you a bag of these. I am going to make this recipe with just the chocolate. And we're going to go vegan. This is the mega chunk. And this works really well for melting. So I just wanted to bring that to you guys in case you didn't want to go the dairy route. I totally got it. Here is the teapot snowman that Miss Carrie got me. Isn't it cute? He's the cutest little thing. I've been meaning to show you guys this because I just thought it was super adorable because, as you know, right now I'm drinking some tea. I'm always drinking tea. I have tea at work. I have tea at both my jobs. It's what I do. So I'm a big tea drinker. I drink a lot of decaf tea because I'm caffeine sensitive. Always make sure you're drinking some delicious tea. I love the loose leaf tea. So I wanted to bring that to you guys. All right, our chocolate is melted. So I am going to pour it onto our parchment paper. So you don't want it to be too thick or too thin when you do this, because I know that's tricky and it's like, well, what's too thick and what's too thin? But if you've ever had some peppermint bark, you know that it's got a little bit of thickness to it, not too thick. We usually buy our peppermint bark from Williams and Sonoma, but this year I said I'm gonna make it. So that's why we are doing this now. Okay. So you, like I said, you don't want it too thin. And this is fairly perfect. All right, I'm gonna get this bowl washed and then we're gonna do the white chocolate and then I will bring you guys back for that. All right, the white is done and this is where things get tricky, so. Why people buy it from Williams and Sonoma. That's picking up the chocolate. Dang it. Thank goodness this is just for my family. They will appreciate the gesture. And it's kind of cool with the swirls, personally. I mean, I have a degree in art, one of my degrees. I kind of like the swirls, although it's not as clean, but I do like it. So. Type of process is a little fickle, to say the least. So you kind of have to be a little bit more professional than me. So, but like I said, homemade gifts are the best gifts. So that's what I say anyway. So now I'm putting some of my candy on the top. Trying to avoid some super large pieces that are in here. I actually like kind of like the flowery pieces, so to speak, like the ones that are really crushed up. And I'll take it all the way to the edge. Yeah, that chocolate is already setting. That's what I said, this is like a tricky process. You gotta really be on your A game when you're making this. At least I think so. But there you have it, basically. So we are gonna let it cool. Give it some time to cool, and I'll put it in the refrigerator for a little bit because it's not super cool in the house. And then we will break it up and we will be giving it as gifts. And if you see some like bigger pieces and you kind of just want to tap them in, like just gently push them in, go for it, because you want them to stick. At least I do. All right, there it is. It's very beautiful. I love it. I need a little bit better lighting in here, but for a homemade gift, it's beautiful. Now don't slide it too much, right? Because then it'll all start to run, but that's super pretty. So, all right. So one project down so far. All right, I gotta get on the marshmallows now. So I'll probably bring you guys into another video so we can do the marshmallows, because this video has extended its life at this point and the dogs are just tussling like crazy. So, all right, I will see you guys soon. As always, love one another, be kind.